What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It has been 3 days since Apple released iOS 27 Developer Beta 4, and after using it as my daily driver, I wanted to share with you guys how it's been performing. I've also been digging through Reddit, Mac Rumors, and Apple's release notes to see what thousands of other beta testers are experiencing. And surprisingly, this update is getting a lot more positive feedback than Beta 3, but there are still some little bugs to know about. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously performance. The performance on this beta has been rock solid. Animations feel just so much more polished, jumping in and out of apps when you close them, how they kind of shrink back and just operate as a whole really does look great. Scrolling through iOS feels more consistent, and it really feels like Apple has shifted from adding new features to focusing on optimization. We know with the Siri changes, they added in this beta the new Siri voices for different countries and all of that with expressivity and pace for certain options. But aside from those new, quote unquote, new features, everything just feels more polished and stable with more bug fixes than a heavy feature release update. So it's been definitely awesome. And if you're coming from beta 3, you'll notice the difference immediately. One other thing that isn't great, but it has improved, is battery life. Battery life is always one of these biggest questions here when you have a new beta running. And for me, it's definitely improved over beta 3. It's not where I would ready to be calling it amazing, but it has definitely been working pretty well. Look at that screen on time, almost 11 hours with charging throughout the day, 121%, 119%, again, 10 hours, 114%, 11 and a half hours, 124%, 11 and a half hours. It is really, really impressive, which is definitely good to see halfway through this beta cycle. As far as my battery health, you can see I'm at 95% now with just under 300 cycle count. So considering this phone is now almost, I guess you can say it's 10 months old, that is not too bad. 5% in a year, I think, is reasonable. I remember on the iPhone 16 and even the 17, we were losing near 8 to 10%. So it'll be interesting to see where this actually ends up. Battery drain does seem lower as well, and I'm getting more consistent on-screen time, like I said. But the community, like I said, when I was looking around on Reddit, does seem pretty split. Some users are saying this is finally battery improvements they've been waiting on. Some are saying that it is still getting heavy drain, especially after enabling the new Siri experience. But also, it could all have to do with phones indexing and all of that. One thing we've talked about also is the temperature on the phones. We did our temp check. The heat has improved. Beta 3 could make the phone noticeably warm during heavier tasks, but Beta 4 has definitely improved on that. It's been much better. I haven't felt it heating up enough, and even out now in the Florida sun, it's been about 94, 95 around here. Outside, the screen has not been dimming as much as it was earlier as well on Beta 3. There are some bugs Apple fixed quietly. Some of the better ones were with the keyboard. That still kind of comes in and out with unresponsiveness and lack of real polish, so to speak. I will show you that here in a second. The weather app UI has been fixed. There have been some UI changes to Liquid Glass that made it just look a little smoother, in addition to the icons and all that. And it could just be me, but I did notice also a faster hotspot connection. I actually had my internet go out yesterday and was able to connect to certain devices with my phone with no issue and all of that. Now, as far as what bugs are obviously still being reported also, battery drain, shortcut animations failing, occasional settings app freezes, which I have experienced. Bluetooth and CarPlay always seems to be an ongoing topic here. However, again, I don't use CarPlay, so I can't speak to that, but that could be something to be aware of. And then autocorrect randomly stops while typing. That is the main one that I'm experiencing that I do want to show you now. So I'm going to open up my Notes app, close this out, and let me get into my keyboard test here. And let's scroll down and show you kind of what I'm talking about. So we've been running this same theme for a while now. Let's start with Siri typing, and then we'll do predictive text, and then just straight text. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great week. It's not Monday, though. It is Thursday. What is your favorite feature on iOS 27 for this beta process? So you can see how well that actually worked. Let me go ahead and stop this. It was much quicker than we've seen prior. It went very well. Then where you normally had issues is something you're seeing here. The predictive text line kind of disappears, and that's when autocorrect does not work. So if I sit here and say, hey, what's going on? This time, luckily, it did reappear, but there have been substantial times when I'm typing and it wouldn't, and that's when autocorrect just simply fails. How are you doing today? How's the typing speed? So you can see that kept up very well as well. And then let's use the predictive text line. The new year and New Year's is the most beautiful thing. So you can see that's kind of broke. That's not making too much sense just by going through the predictive text board, but that's not a big deal at all. Let's try one more thing really quick. Since we are halfway through the iOS 27 beta cycle, how excited are you guys to see the new iPhone Ultra, and how do you think it compares to the new Samsung Galaxy Z? There we go. Worked pretty well. So that is going to be kind of most of what I wanted to show you with the keyboard. Again, it's inconsistent. It's very intermittent. So that is mostly what I wanted to show you with that. Luckily, this time it did work. If you do like benchmarks, if you're someone that is a huge fan of that, I did run Geekbench again. This is what we just got as a score. Single core 3610, multi-core 9606. And if we look at the history, you can see that is slightly lower than what we had just the other day on beta 3. On beta 4 and then beta 3 before that. It's all been comparable. I've yet to see any scores at the multi-core score of 10,000, remotely close to it, or single core score over 4,000. So this is just kind of, what I've been experiencing here. They have been reports of better browsing performance and better benchmark performance, but everyone's case is different. So real world usage matters far more than benchmark numbers. Take that in consideration. This is not the end all be all, just something I want to make you guys aware of. And then ultimately the question remains, should you update? If you're already running beta 3, I'd absolutely recommend updating to beta 4. It definitely feels like the most polished iOS build yet. If you're on iOS 26 though, I still would recommend waiting. Don't jump on the public beta program. There's really not a ton here except for the new Siri changes. There are still bugs. Battery life isn't perfect like we said, but compared to where we were at the beginning of the beta at beta 1, this is definitely moving in the right direction. So overall, I'd give beta 4 an 8.5 out of a 10. Performance improved, animations are smoother, battery's heading in the right direction. Let me know, have you installed beta 4 on your device? If you have, how's it been working? How has your battery life been? Comment that down below with what device you're using. And then hopefully in just a couple of days, we will get the 5th beta. We should be on a weekly release here. So on the 27th, we should be good to go. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.